Imagine a typical family evening in the 1990s. Parents and children share the same physical space, talking, laughing, and building a connection without a single screen in sight. Today, a family can sit in the exact same room, entirely lost in separate digital worlds, their faces illuminated only by the blue light of tablets and phones. We are seeing the results of this digital isolation in real time. Children as young as 5 are experiencing severe speech delays because they spend hours watching mute cartoons instead of conversing with humans. Separating them from these devices often triggers violent tantrums and physical signs of clinical insomnia. You can reverse this damage. Over the next few minutes, we are going to build a custom, actionable family tech boundary plan to help your child safely disconnect from their screens and return to the real world. Grab a pen and a piece of paper right now. You are going to map out your own plan step by step alongside this video. Success requires more than just snatching the tablet away. Replacing a digital dependency with real family connection requires an understanding of the brain chemistry driving the addiction. This chart shows how a child's brain processes pleasure. During normal, offline play, dopamine releases in a steady, gentle wave. But modern digital content, with its hyper-saturated colors and rapid scene changes, hijacks the brain's reward system, causing towering spikes of dopamine that a developing brain cannot naturally process. Continuing with this chart, notice what happens over time. As the brain gets used to these massive chemical hits, the baseline shifts upward. This state of reduced reward sensitivity means the child now requires massive digital stimulation just to feel a normal state of satisfaction, making real-world activities feel unbearably boring. This overstimulation continues long after the screen is turned off. At night, the blue light emitted by electronic devices actively suppresses the production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for sleep. In children, this melatonin suppression is twice as severe as it is in adults, directly causing sleep delays and childhood insomnia. Those screens and outbursts are the biological signature of chemical withdrawal, the sound of a developing brain struggling to function without the massive spikes it has been conditioned to expect. On your paper, write down the specific moments your child relies on a screen the most. Note exactly when devices are used as a tool to keep them quiet, particularly if you use a screen to force them to eat a meal or to fall asleep. The medical baseline is clear. The World Health Organization recommends absolute zero screen time for any child under the age of 2. Abstract time limits are difficult to enforce and often lead to recurring arguments. Instead, look at this 2D floor plan. Draw a map of your own home on your paper to establish physical, geographical boundaries where screens simply do not exist. Mark your dining room and all bedrooms as strict red zones. Removing screens from the dining table protects their chewing and digestion process, and keeping devices out of the bedroom protects their natural melatonin production and sleep cycles. Mapping your tech boundaries to the physical layout of your home establishes a neutral house law. This removes the personal friction between your authority and your child's desire, letting the floor plan itself enforce the boundary. Children are primal social learners. They develop speech, vocabulary, and emotional control by actively studying the lip movements, facial expressions, and body language of their caregivers. When a parent stares at a screen while a child is trying to communicate, that vital two-way interaction is severed. This one-sided dynamic stunts a child's executive functioning skills, the core mental tools they need for social interaction and internal motivation. Modeling the exact behavior you are trying to curb creates a cycle of frustration. Enforcing a limit on a toddler while prioritizing your own digital life over present parenting teaches them that screens are the ultimate priority. Write this formal commitment on your plan. Identify a specific drawer or room where you will physically leave your own phone during designated family hours. To successfully guide your child out of digital dependency, you must stop fighting the child over the screen. Instead, team up with your child to fight the screen together. The moment you enforce these new physical boundaries, your child's brain will panic. They will experience intense cravings, which will immediately trigger a behavioral meltdown. Prepare for this by using the 10-minute rule. When your child demands the tablet or phone, acknowledge the request, but enforce a mandatory 10-minute waiting period before they can have it. During that 10-minute window, you execute a dopamine shift. You actively redirect their attention away from the craving by introducing a highly interactive physical task that requires them to use their hands. Provide tactile offline replacements. Hand them a set of building blocks, read a physical book together, or set up a traditional board game like Ludo. Combine these indoor activities with a minimum of 3 hours of outdoor physical play per day. Exposure to natural daylight and physical movement prevents the onset of obesity and myopia, two conditions rapidly accelerating in children who spend their days indoors on devices. By actively hijacking a screen craving with a physical, tactile challenge, you force the brain to engage with the real world. This is the exact mechanism that slowly rewires your child's reward system back to its natural, healthy state. Look at your paper. You now hold a completed plan detailing your child's specific triggers, the physical red zones in your house, your own parental screen rules, and a list of tactile offline replacements. Neurological recovery follows a specific 4-week timeline. While the first 14 days focus on the peak of physical withdrawal and emotional exhaustion, week 3 typically brings a surge of new energy as the dopamine receptors begin to reset. By day 30, this chemical baseline stabilizes. To reach that milestone, you must remain unyielding and perfectly consistent during those first 2 weeks, refusing to give in when the behavior gets difficult. At the end of the month, the fog will lift. You will see their eye contact return, their sleep schedules regulate, and their natural curiosity and social skills reemerge. Leave a comment below declaring your intention to start this process. Stick your newly created plan on the fridge and begin your family's digital detox tonight.